This week in gaming and tech news, we have the Xbox get another price hike, but only in Europe, with Snapchat kind of fighting back with other companies against AI Slop, and the Steam frame might be more expensive than the Steam machine, so let's get into it. But first, I'm going to be a little bit cheeky, and if you like this content, please like and subscribe, it really helps the channel out, and if you hate me, you can unsubscribe. Now, let's get into it. Okay, so Snapchat has joined in the likes of YouTube, LinkedIn, saying that the platform would stop recommending wholly AI generated features, videos from its spotlight feed in favour of authentic human made content. And you've seen like LinkedIn add the reporters AI slop feature I mentioned in last week's video. So yeah, I do think a lot of companies are gonna have features like this. But as the AI models get more and more advanced, it will be harder to tell if it is slop. But also, I do think there is a market for AI slop, unfortunately. Like, there's some really bad videos, man, and I do think some people can get addicted to them. I do think some people think the videos are real, and it's definitely getting harder to recognize it. But so I do think we need like labels on content saying it's AI. But then, I just think it's a matter of time until like all content just gonna be AI slop, and then if you take all that away, you're not even gonna have a platform. I just think it's quite difficult to combat against this, as there's so much money going into AI. Would Google not want people making videos with their Gemini models on YouTube? And I just feel like they're always gonna have the incentive to push AI tools. Are they just gonna say, this guy uses AI, don't watch his content? But then again, they have added some features saying that this is AI generated, so maybe what the solution is just letting the user know and letting the user decide if they're going to carry on watching the video or just not. Let me know in the comments below, does finding out the videos they are generated stop you from watching? Or do you just not care? I don't know, I think some people definitely just don't care, but like I personally would probably go off a video if it was just like already generated. Like, next! Okay, so I was a bit surprised when I saw this article, but Xbox console price hikes in Europe by around 33%. Like in some places, they're going up by €200. They've even gone up in the UK as well. I'm surprised why it's in Europe so much though. I think there's going to be more price hikes later this year and maybe even next year as well. I don't think we're near the end of this hardware crisis. Prices are going to go up even more, and it's just so sad to see. I remember when gaming was quite easy to get into, and now it's like, oh what? We have to lease our console now. But also, Asher Sharma told staff that they want to reach halfway of their billion player goal by 2030. So they want to get 500 million players by 2030. Currently reaching 100 million people each day. So they want to times it by 5 in less than 4 years. But this doesn't mean like hardware sales. I'm guessing this means like Game Pass subscriptions on PC as well, as there's no way that Xbox will sell that many consoles. I don't think a billion is possible, but I do think they could double it if they push the IP more. Like, not focusing on Elder Scrolls and Fallout has been a missed opportunity for Xbox, and they just need to get better at marketing. Honestly, I feel like campaign evolves. I've had mixed feelings about it now. I haven't even played it. Probably won't do it. They're pushing Gears of War E did quite big, so that might be something, but are Xbox in the ability to reach that 1 billion player count? I don't know. You tell me. And probably a lot of their plays are for Minecraft, man. Maybe if they push Minecraft more, they could. I think honestly Minecraft just saved Xbox entirely. So yeah, they do have Minecraft, I guess. There was also reports that suggested that Xbox could be looking to move away from releasing their games on Steam. However, Xbox are not planning to stop releasing games on Steam, so they'll probably continue to put their games on Steam for purchase, and they don't want to really take their games off Steam, as they'll probably lose a lot of sales if they do that. Xbox is expected to reveal its disc-to-digital service this month, so we'll probably be able to see how it works and what it's compatible with, which I do think would be quite good, and especially with like the PlayStation news, I think Xbox could like market itself as like a savior, even though they're probably not going to have a disc drive on their next Xbox. But just having like an option, I guess that is something at least. And last on Xbox, I know I've talked about a lot, but there's just quite a lot of news with Xbox. Apparently Xbox 360 games are coming to PC, and they'll be playable on handheld devices, with the developers opt into making them backwards compatible and will have the control over things like the game's price and if available on Game Pass. Apparently it will be a gradual rollout of the Xbox 360 games between 2027 and 2028. And for the Xbox originals on PC, a full launch is planned October 2026. And I do think it's quite good releasing old games for PC, so these games can be played again. And I am looking forward to seeing what 360 games will be playable. But yeah, I do think there needs to be more of this, and backwards compatibility never really hurts someone, so I do like this move from Xbox, to be honest. Okay, next, something off Xbox and into the quickfire. So apparently the Steam frame might end up more expensive than the Steam machine, with leaks suggesting at least a 1,100 starting price. And there was reports saying that the Qualcomm chips that you see in VR headsets have having a price increase, so that might have a bit of impact on it. The Steam frame is going to be like a standalone VR headset, kind of like the Meta Quest series. But I just don't know how big of the VR scene is anymore. Like, I did have a VR headset and played it for quite a bit, but I know I just kind of got bored of it. But hey, maybe if anyone could save the VR scene, I do think it would be Valve. I don't know what is a lot of money for a VR headset nowadays. Like, it's a lot, but I don't know, I guess about the same price as the Steam machine does make sense. Again, like a VR headset, and they'll probably have different storage options as well. I do think this will sell quite good though. As Valve seem to always be able to sell a lot. But hey. Next, last week I watched Spider-Man Brand New Day, and I had my thoughts on it. It beats Avengers Endgame in record to claim biggest domestic opening day of all time, with apparently $168 million on the domestic box office, which is insane. Personally, do I think it's better than Endgame? Not really. I don't even think it's the best Tom Holland Spider-Man film, but that might be a really hot take. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but I thought it was good, but I don't think it would beat Endgame, to be honest. I'm not with it anymore, I'm not with the Marvel. But yeah, I would say it was a good film, but record breaking, and I would have not predicted that. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman suggested parents make AI generated podcasts to remember their children's lives for them. I don't know, man. I do think that features like this are going to be advertised more and more. They're probably going to have like people talking to like their dead relatives and stuff for AI. But like the article talks about, maybe you talk about that kid's soccer game that afternoon, upcoming birthday, some news. But hey, I don't know, man. I like what this article says is the reply was just, why have you just talk to your children? And I do think a lot of people want to get away with talking to each other, which does suck. And I feel like, I don't know, people are just going to be too scared to talk to each other. We need to actually build these connections as humans, but I think that's going. Okay, OpenAI had that security disaster with accidentally hacking Hugging Face. Anthropic was like, you can't be the only company to do this, so we're going to do it. With it accidentally hacking 3 companies without noticing. But it's just insane that these companies are like using this as advertisement to say, look at how good our models. We've hacked 3 companies on accident. Oh no, we've hacked 5 next. And I was like, but what are you talking about? You didn't even know this was happening. Get your models in check, please. Otherwise we're doomed. But apparently the AI agent successfully hacked 3 unidentified companies since April. I only realised this after OpenAI's recent Hugging Face fiasco. But man, it's just insane. They don't even know this happens. These people are like controlling like one of the most advanced technologies. Okay, any surprise with this? PlayStation 5 console sales down 36% in just 1 year. I don't really think this is down to the discless scenario. I think this is more due to the price. People are like, why would we spend this much on a PlayStation 5? But I do think it'll probably get worse with hardware sales. Not just with PlayStation, but with Xbox, PC and Switch. I think people are like, is it really worth it? I might as well just keep my old hardware for now. And hopefully it gets cheaper. And finally, Nexus Mods is tightening its like AI policy. With failure to correctly tag mods with undisclosed generative AI usage may be subject to moderation action. So they want to reduce like AI using their mods, which I think is good. A lot of companies are doing this, but I think a lot of AI tools are just being used in development now, and it might be difficult. But that's this week's gaming and tech news, and I'll see you in the next one.
Latest gaming and tech news every week. Keeping nerds up to date. Yeah, you know the rest.